There are deaths that do not end with cries, but open with a call from the unseen. There are souls that do not vanish into nothingness, but silently weave their journey onward in the river of samsara. More than 12 centuries ago, a great torch went out, but no one believed it was the end. The people of Tibet knelt in silence, for they knew that light would return. And then, in this degenerate age of chaos, when humanity is lost in the darkness of its own making, the door between two lives creaked open. Vairochana Rinpoche, the master of 1,000 years, had returned. In the 8th century, under King Trisong Detsen, Tibet shone as a golden flame of Dharma. In that glorious age, a strange child was born. They called him Vairochana. From birth, his eyes glimmered like icy lapis lazuli, piercing into the hearts of those who met his gaze. The night of his first cry, storms raged, yet his voice rang out like an ancient mantra. The great masters bowed, proclaiming, "This is no ordinary child. This is the emanation of the Bodhisattva of radiant light." He grew up receiving the Dharma directly from Guru Padmasambhava. He translated sutras, transmitted esoteric teachings, planting seeds for generations to come. He stood like an unmoving mountain in the storm of time. But then his light went out. On the night Vairochana passed away, Tibet did not sleep. They say, in the main hall of Sami, hundreds of butter lamps extinguished at once, leaving a suffocating darkness. The Tibetan horns, mid-resonance, shattered, ending in a wailing groan. The sky twisted, clouds coiled into a dragon, lightning roared in the silence of winter. Some saw radiant light burst from his body, exploding like a sun in the night. Some heard a deep laughter carried in the wind, echoing from the mountains. Some fell trembling, swearing they saw a monk in crimson robes step out of his body, pass through stone walls, and vanish. But most terrifying of all, every heart heard a whisper, "I have not left. I will return." The Tibetans did not weep. They knelt in silent awe, for all knew the death of Vairochana was not an end, but a promise of a return unlike any other in human history. 12 centuries passed like a slumbering wind over the Himalayas. People thought Vairochana's story was but scripture, yet the vow of a bodhisattva does not fade. And so, signs began to appear. Villagers in a remote land told of strange nights. A blood moon hung above the sky, yet its glow was not red, but black as ink. Crows gathered silently upon the temple spire, eyes burning like embers. And in that moment, the temple bell tolled, though no hand had touched it. From beneath the earth came the murmur of mantras, Om Ah Hum, 1,000 voices woven as one, never ceasing. Children woke crying, claiming they saw a crimson-robed figure leave glowing footprints across the snow. Meditating lamas dreamed the same vision, a flaming door opening, a child with ancient eyes stepping forth, whispering, "The time has come." Then, on Tibet's eastern border, a boy was born. The night he arrived, storms howled, snow swirled into spirals like Tibetan letters across the sky. His mother said the infant did not cry. He opened his eyes wide, sharp, fathomless, piercing through lifetimes. And so the whispers spread. Vairochana has returned. Rumors spread like fire across the plateau. From frozen valleys to cliffside monasteries, the same words rose. He has returned. The boy was brought to Sami, the holiest sanctuary of Tibet. The skies churned with black spiraling clouds. Snow fell, but each flake melted into drops of red, soaking into the stone. Thousands gathered, kneeling along the path. No one spoke, only the wind screamed like the wails of restless spirits. An elder whispered that he saw monks in ancient robes walking among the procession, though no one else could. At Sami's gate, the impossible occurred. Hundreds of butter lamps on the altar blazed alight, though no hand had touched them. The flames flickered green, casting writhing shadows like serpents across the stone walls. The Tibetan horns sounded from afar, then snapped into silence mid-breath, as if strangled by an unseen hand. A crushing stillness fell. Then, the boy stepped through Sami's gate. The instant his small foot touched the stone floor, the heavens split open. A blinding bolt of white thunder tore across the valley. In that flash, many witnessed a vast wheel of Dharma in the sky, turning slowly, its rays like 1,000 swords. People wept, some in terror, some in joy. The lamas bowed, chanting, and in their hearts came the voice of Vairochana. I promised, and now I return. As thunder faded and light dimmed, Sami was wrapped in silence. No horns, no winds, only the breath of thousands kneeling. The boy stood before the shrine. He did not speak, yet all heard the same words deep within their minds. All beginnings arise from impermanence. All suffering can be transcended. Within your hearts, the torch I lit still burns. No long teachings, no scriptures, only his gaze, gentle yet fathomless as an abyss. In that gaze, each soul was unveiled. Some saw their lost childhood, some saw their buried sins, some saw only emptiness, but emptiness no longer afraid. The lamas wept in meditation. They knew this was not merely the rebirth of a man, but the echo of countless ages of meditation, returning to awaken. The boy spoke, his voice pure yet resounding as if from the void. Do not seek me outside. I am within your breath, your steps, your tears. I return not to be worshipped, but to remind you of the light already within. Sami dissolved into stillness, light as morning mist. No more fear, only silent tears of release, as though waking from a dream. The boy closed his eyes. When he opened them, they were no longer a child's eyes, but the deep gaze of 1,000 enlightened lives. His voice was not mere sound, but a trembling wave across every heart. The 3 gates out of suffering I now open for you. He raised his hand to the sky. Dark clouds parted, revealing a silver moon that bathed Sami in light. First, contemplation of impermanence. See the wind across mountains, the dew vanishing in dawn. All things change. Understand this. Let go. And in letting go, you find freedom. He placed his hand upon his heart. Second, virtuous deeds. Every act, no matter how small, plants the seeds of tomorrow. A smile, a drop of compassion, these bloom into lotuses that carry the soul across samsara. He spread his arms wide Third, compassion. No gate opens to peace without walking through compassion. To see yourself in the pain of another, this is true compassion. Love without boundary, and in that instant, nirvana is revealed. His voice slowed, becoming a vow eternal. May all beings of every faith, Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, find peace within. May compassion become the common tongue of humankind. May the torch of Vairochana never go out. And in that moment, many heard the heavens resound with 1,000 voices chanting, Om Ahung, Om Ahung. The people wept, no longer tears of fear, but tears of liberation, of awakening. When the final vow dissolved into silence, Sami was still. No thunder, no storm, only the heartbeat of humanity, blending with the breath of the mountains. The boy closed his eyes. For a moment his face shifted, no longer a child, but the countless faces of Tibetan history, merging, then fading like smoke. The butter lamps flared brighter than ever, trembling yet unextinguished. The people understood. The torch of Vairochana was lit again, not upon the altar, but in every heart. From that day, Tibetans no longer called it a festival, nor a rebirth. They whispered in reverence the day the torch returned. And even now, across the high plateau, in long nights when winds howl through mountain passes, if you listen closely, you can still hear the whisper, I never left. I only changed form. In every breath you take, I am here. So when you close your eyes, place your hand upon your heart. Remember, the light is not far, it is within you, and the torch of Vairochana will never die. Thank you for listening. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe to join me on more journeys into the mystical heart of the Dharma. And please leave your thoughts below. I would love to hear from you.